This video is intended to briefly explain the steps and requirements for requesting and receiving a remote laboratory assessment from AASHTO Resource. What is a remote assessment? A remote assessment is conducted using a combination of desktop auditing, online web conferencing, and video streaming in order to obtain evidence of compliance to quality management systems and testing standards. Please review the information on ashtoresource.org for more information. As of July 1, 2020, all laboratories in our accreditation program will receive a remote assessment. We will be conducting normal tour remote assessments for all laboratories in our accreditation program. Please visit the Frequently Asked Questions page on our webpage for more information on remote assessments. Once you have an account, please log in to view your laboratory homepage. Click on Request an Assessment. Confirm that the information for your account is correct. Select any applicable quality management systems for which you are seeking accreditation. Select the test methods that you would like to have covered during the assessment. Enter any specific days that you do not wish to have an assessment performed. Click on the agreement box. Select Submit Request and print confirmation. If this is not selected, your request will not be submitted. An estimate of fees associated with the remote assessment will be provided. Please keep in mind that this is only an estimate, and actual charges will be based on actual assessment time. More information on fees for a remote assessment can be found on our website on the Tests and Fees page under the Laboratory Assessment Program. Please refer to our policy on remote assessments to see what required documents and records are needed, as these are subject to change. To submit the required documentation, please navigate back to your homepage. Click on Pre-Assessment Details. Upload your required documents. We recommend that you compress all of your documents into one zip file. The maximum size allowed for the upload is 100 megabytes. Alternatively, you can provide a link to a cloud file server where we are able to download the documents directly. Once we approve your application, a representative from AASHTO Resource will contact you to discuss scheduling your remote assessment. Before the remote assessment begins, your assessors will schedule a dry run with you using Zoom. You and your team will provide a tour of your laboratory facilities to the assessors at this time. This dry run will be a time for us to ensure that you have internet capabilities in all parts of your testing facilities and that the audio and video will be acceptable during the assessment. The assessor will discuss the schedule for the assessment and will begin to formulate a plan for which technicians will be demonstrating specific test procedures. After the dry run, the assessors will send the laboratory a final agenda with tentative dates and times for the opening meeting, demonstration of test procedures, and observation of equipment checks. Your laboratory assessor will perform a desktop audit of your quality management system policies, procedures, and records prior to the technical portion of the assessment. Any findings to your quality system will be discussed during the closing meeting. All video and online portions of the assessment will be conducted using Zoom. The online portion of the remote assessment will begin with an opening meeting. The assessment agenda will be reviewed, and the assessor will discuss the purpose of the assessment as well as the auditing methodology used. We encourage all laboratory staff that will be involved with the assessment to take part in this online meeting. Test demonstrations will be broken up into approximately 2-hour increments. Depending upon the length and scope of your assessment, there may be multiple assessors involved. You may be asked to take measurements of some of your laboratory's testing equipment during the assessment. A list of equipment that will be measured during the assessment can be found in the AASHTO Resource Policy and Guidance document on remote assessments. If your assessment is scheduled for more than one day, your assessor will schedule short, daily wrap-up meetings with you. These are times to discuss any updates to the assessment agenda, as well as any other information pertinent to the assessment. A closing meeting will be scheduled where the laboratory assessor will go over your preliminary report and review the findings. Your final report will be available within a few weeks of the remote assessment. If this was your first assessment for initial AASHTO accreditation, you will be required to receive an abbreviated on-site assessment within 1 year of the remote assessment. You will receive communication from AASHTO Resource approximately 3 months before your on-site assessment. To help prepare for your remote assessment with AASHTO Resource, please review our Remote Assessment Readiness Checklist to help you prepare everything you will need before you request a remote assessment. If you need additional information or have any further questions, please contact us.